Hello everyone, DeckTrolls here. Today I have for you my Raviel Virus deck. Now, I almost completed this today. I'm only missing like one power code talker, but here it is. Because I wanted to post this today, so I'm gonna. Alright. You got 2 Raviel, Lord of Phantasms. Cannot be normal summoned or set and must be special summoned from your hand by tributing 3 fiend type monsters and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If your opponent normal summons a monster, special summon 1 phantasm token, fiend type, dark, level 1, attack 1000, defense 1000 for each monster summoned, but it cannot declare an attack, and once per turn you contribute 1 monster. This card gains attack equal to the original attack of the tributed monster until the end of this turn. You got 2 Darkest Diablos, Lord of the Lair. Your opponent cannot tribute this face-up card on the field and cannot target it with card effects. You can only use each effect of Darkest Diablos, Lord of the Lair once per turn. If a dark monster you control is tributed, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your graveyard if it was there when you tributed, or hand even if not. You contribute 1 dark monster. Your opponent places 1 card from their hand either on top or bottom of the deck. 1 Sias, the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon this card by tributing 1 tribute summoned monster. If this card was tribute summoned, target one card on the field and banish it. And if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. Then, if it's a dark monster, banish all cards with that name from the hand, main deck, extra deck, and graveyard of the player who controlled it. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a dark monster, add this additional effect. You can target 2 cards instead. You got 3 Dark Summoning Beast. You contribute this card, special summon 1 Uriah, Lord of the Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of the Striking Thunder, or Raviel, Lord of Phantasms from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also, monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect of Dark Summoning Beast once per turn. You can only use this effect of Dark Summoning Beast once per turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard and add 1 Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raviel, Lord of Phantasms from your deck to your hand. You got 2 Arma, the Wicked Warden. You can discard this card and add 1 Lair of Darkness from your deck to your hand. You contribute 1 dark monster and draw 1 card, or you contribute a dark monster other than this card to activate this effect and add 1 dark monster with 200 or more defense from your deck to your hand instead. You can only use this effect of Arma, the Wicked Warden once per turn. Got 2 Lilith, Lady of Lament. If this card is normal summoned, its original attack becomes 1000. Quick effect. You contribute 1 dark monster and reveal 3 normal traps from your deck. Your opponent randomly chooses 1 for you and sets it on your field. You can shuffle the rest back to your deck. You can only use this effect of Lilith, Lady of Lament once per turn. You got 3 Karibo. During your opponent's turn and damage calculation, you can discard this card and you take no battle damage from that battle. This is a quick effect. You got 2 Curryborn or Curryborn. At the end of the battle phase, you can discard this card, then target one monster in your graveyard that was destroyed by battle and sent there this turn. Special summon it. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target any number of Karibo monsters in your graveyard and special summon them. Lastly, for the monsters, you got 2 Stygian Security. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Fiend-type monster from your deck. 1 level 1 Fiend-type monster from your deck. My bad, that is important. Alright, now for the spells, we got 2 Lair of Darkness. All face-up monsters on the field become dark. Once per turn, if you attribute a monster you control to activate an effect, you contribute 1 dark monster your opponent controls, even though you do not control it. Once per turn, during the end phase, special summon as many Torment tokens, Fiend, Dark, Level 3, Attack 1000, Defense 1000, as possible to the turn player's field in defense position up to the number of monsters tributed this turn while this card was face up. And 1 Terraforming. Add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand, just to thin it out just a little. You got 3 Allure of Darkness to thin it out more. Draw 2 cards, then banish 1 dark monster from your hand, or, if you do not have any in your hand, send your entire hand to the graveyard. You got 2 The Flute of Summoning Karibo. Add 1 Karibo or Winged Karibo from your deck to your hand, or special summon 1 Karibo or Winged Karibo from your deck to your side of the field. And 3 Multiply, because you're going to be getting Karibo back and forth several times, and you want to make as many tokens as you can. Tribute 1 face-up Karibo, special summon as many Karibo tokens, Fiend type, Dark, level 1, attack 300, defense 200 as possible. In defense position, and these tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon, but you can still tribute them for effects. And link material. You got 2 Fires of Doomsday. Special summon 2 Doomsday tokens. Fiend type, Dark, level 1, 0 attack and 0 defense in defense position. These tokens cannot be tributed for a tribute summon unless it is for a dark monster. You cannot summon other monsters the turn you activate this card, but you can normal set. Yeah. 1 Token Sunday. Destroy all tokens you control, then destroy cards on the field up to the number of tokens destroyed by this effect. Lastly, for the spells, 2 Recurring Nightmare. Add 2 dark monsters with 0 defense in the graveyard and add those targets to your hand. So you have about, I believe, 7 targets. Alright. You got, for the traps, 3 Deck Devastation Virus. Tribute 1 dark monster with 200 or more attack. Look at your opponent's hand, all monsters they control, and all cards they draw until their 3rd turn after this card's activation, and destroy all those monsters with 1500 or less attack. And lastly for the deck, 2 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Tribute 1 dark monster with 2500 or more attack. Declare 1 card type, spell or trap. Look at your opponent's hand and spells or traps they control and all cards they draw until their 3rd turn after this card's activation, and destroy all cards of that declared type. Alright, now for the extra deck, we got 1 number 54 Lionheart. Requires 3 level 1 monsters. This face-up attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle. When you take battle damage from battles involving this card, inflict battle damage to your opponent equal to the amount of battle damage you took. If this card battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation in either player's turn, you can detach 1 material from this card and your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from that battle. You got 2 Lyrlusk Assembled Nightingale. Requires 2 or more level 1 monsters. This card gains 200 attack for each material attached to it. This card can attack directly. While this card has Xyz material, it can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of Xyz materials attached to it. And once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach one material from this card. Until the end of this turn, Lair-Loose monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, you take no battle damage. You got 2 Link Spider. Requires 1 normal monster. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monsters from your hand or zone this card to a zone this card points to. The effect is irrelevant because you're only going to be using it as link material for a token, so that you can get your other link monsters out quicker. You got 2 Proxy Dragon. Requires 2 monsters, so that's it. You can use your tokens. If a card or cards you control would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can destroy one of monsters that this card points to instead. And you got 3 Wee Witch's Apprentice. Requires 2 dark monsters. All dark monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. Also, all light monsters on the field lose 400 attack and defense. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 1 dark monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect of Wee Witch's Apprentice once per turn. Now we'll run 2 Decode Talker. Requires 2 or more 2 to 3 effect monsters. 2 being if you are using a link monster, 3 being the normally, so 3 effect monsters because link 3. Gains 500 attack for each monster it points to. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, quick effect, you contribute 1 card this card points to, 1 monster this card points to, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Now, preferably 2, maybe even 3 Power Code Talker because honestly I like them a lot. But yeah, I wasn't able to remember to buy another. So 2 or 3 Power Code Talkers. Requires 3 monsters, so he's going to be really easy to get out, especially with all those tokens you're going to be using. Yeah, once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, negate that target's effect until the end of this turn. Once per turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster during the damage calculation, quick effect, you contribute 1 monster this card points to. This card gains attack. This card's attack becomes double its original attack during the damage calculation only. And I have some tokens. Alright, so that is my Raviel Virus deck profile. Tell me what you think. What did you like? What did you dislike? What would you do to improve it? Remember, I have 100+ budget-friendly decks. There's going to be a lot of fun content coming your way. Please comment below. I love when you guys comment. It helps me figure out how to make my decks better, and it helps me get to know you guys. So yeah, please make sure to like and subscribe, and most importantly, have fun.